Big Bang Theory Season 6 episode review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important, if you weren't caught up to the point where I am, a rewatching you're watching The Big Bang Theory, or you're just not entirely sure, then, well, you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which, of course, I'll mention, as well as put in the description for you. If that happens to be the case and you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to stay away from any type of spoilers. This will be The Big Bang Theory Season 6, Episode 23. The title of this episode is called The Love Spell Potential. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode a few days ago. Ladies trip to Vegas with Penny, Bernadette, and Amy. No husbands, no boyfriends. Some rules, Amy agrees on. While the ladies are away, the boys will play. Anything can happen. Gonna get crazy, Leonard mentions. Dungeons and Dragons! Penny actually has a brand new bikini, so drinks are on her boobs. Chance of Vegas and D&D chance. Sheldon doesn't want Howard to be the dungeon master, as usually Leonard is the dungeon master, and then Howard does a Nicolas Cage impression that I've always loved and was really happy that this was the episode that he does the impressions that he does. And now now Sheldon immediately thinks that Howard is a better dungeon master than Leonard. And Lucy's free all of a sudden, and Raj decides to ditch the D&D game to go hang out with Lucy and her awkwardness. More weirdness from Lucy. The ladies are already back. Amy caused a scene at the airport with TSA, and they weren't allowed to fly to Vegas. That's unfortunate. Leonard wants Amy to stay and play D&D with them, and then Howard does an impression of Al Pacino. Howard sounds like an ogre and gives Sheldon goosebumps, and Sheldon's really digging Howard as the dungeon master, and I think this was one of the better Howard episodes on The Big Bang Theory. When I first watched this show, this was the episode that I'm like, wow, Howard actually does bring a lot to the show. He's freaking hilarious, Simon Helberg. So those are my early thoughts on it. And Lucy doesn't like the crab cake she gets, and Raj wants her to complain about them. And he tells the waiter that, well, she has one more thing to say, and then Lucy leaves Raj at the restaurant again, but there's a fence after she climbs out the window, so she can't get any further. And then Raj sees Lucy out there, and he says he likes her a lot, and they kiss through the fence. Now Howard is doing a Christopher Walken impersonation. Now, also, Bernadette tells Howard that he's a fine-ass dungeon master. Penny suggests that Sheldon and Amy's character do it in the game, and I guess this is mention that Penny made a drink in a big, large glass, not a glass, but, if you make a big portion of alcohol and you put a big serving, thing. She says it's her potion to put up with Sheldon during the whole game if she drinks that, or alcohol. But anyway, Penny does suggest that Sheldon and Amy's character do it in the game. And Amy actually gets upset by this and says, I don't like this, and goes to Sheldon's room. Knock, 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 Amy. Knock, 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 Amy. Knock, knock, Amy. Never knocked on my own door before. Was a wild ride. Amy tells Sheldon everyone thinks their relationship is a joke. Sheldon, are we ever going to have an intimate relationship? And Sheldon's like, well, I never thought I would get this far with anybody, and look how far we've gotten. I do like you. I might. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm certainly, digging you. That's not exactly what he says, but in my words. And they actually decide to finish the game in Sheldon's room. Now, Sheldon has dice, and Amy's rolling the dice. And Leonard and Penny stop by and knock if everything's okay. And Sheldon says, we're fine. And Amy says, go away. Sheldon is nibbling on my 14, yes! Which ends the episode. So this was actually a really entertaining episode of The Big Bang Theory. My character, I'm going to score the episode a 9.4 out of 10. It was pretty entertaining to watch this episode. My character of the episode, because of the impressions of Nicolas Cage, Al Pacino, and Christopher Walken will be Howard Wolowitz. And Penny, as many of you know, I rate her because that's the reason why I started watching The Big Bang Theory. And honestly, in this episode, she is smoking. Penny is a 10 out of 10. So you've heard what I have to say. Now, of course, it's your turn if you're a fan of The Big Bang Theory and want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm. Make sure that you Hulk smash that like button. Share the video with anybody you know. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms if you deem it a video that you would want to share. Don't forget to sound off in the comments section, letting me know what your thoughts are. I want to know what you would score this episode if you can remember it or you're watching it with me. And then if you want to, let me know your character of the episode. And if you want to rate Penny, like I do, because hey, she's the reason why I started watching this show on a regular basis, then do so in the comments section. And then last, but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. You're watching the video anyway. Subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.